I'm Starkie Mak, creator of Coming to Canada, and you're listening to the True North Country Comics podcast.
Welcome to the True North Country Comics podcast, dedicated to promote Canadian comic book creators and supporters. It's September 3rd, 2021. I'm John Swinimer. If you want to drop me a line, you can contact me at john@truenorthcountrycomics.com. On this episode, I chat with Starkie Mak about coming to Canada. This podcast is available on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. It's also available on the True North Country Comics channel on YouTube. I invite you to like and subscribe. Starkie is an artist, writer, illustrator, and art teacher for children. She studied postgraduate diploma in fine arts and integrated arts at the University of Hong Kong. Her paintings have been exhibited across Europe and Asia. Starkie moved from Hong Kong to Toronto in 2018. She's been teaching kids art drawing simultaneously for over 8 years because she claims it benefits her and surprisingly stimulates and inspires her in her own art creation as well. Currently, Starkie illustrates for a children's magazine, and she's also working on story illustrations for a publisher. In Coming to Canada, from At Bay Press, Starkie captures a tale of the immigrant experience from the eyes of a child. Paying homage to the children's books that have moved many, she uses brushstrokes and calligraphy to evoke the turbulent emotions and difficulties a child must experience when having their little world upended to have a foreign world unfold before them. And so, without further ado, here's my chat with Starkie Mak about coming to Canada. So, Starkie Mak, thank you very much for taking time to chat with me.
Yeah, thank you, John.
I appreciate your time. What I normally do to start off the interview is ask the creator about their first comic book. So I'm wondering if you remember, what was the first comic book that you read?
Okay, so the first comic book actually is when I was very young. I read the Japanese manga. The manga, very feminine one, like Candy.
Okay.
So I don't know if you know about it, or Sailor Moon's, this kind of thing.
Right. Yes. It's very popular, that's for sure. So I'm wondering, who or what inspires you to create today?
Actually, there is an author of Winnie the Pooh. I think he inspired me because I like the pictures, I like the words, and the style inspired me. And then the experience, so I can wave it into my experience and then try to use the picture and like 1 or 2 sentences to express myself. Not too many words because the pictures speaks more than words for me. Who inspire me, I can't really say there is one, but some authors and some books inspire me, like Winnie the Pooh, Peanuts, Snoopy. And there is a Taiwanese artist called Jimmy Liao. He is an illustrator. He illustrates many pictures book, and he's very famous in Taiwan. And yeah, you can check it out.
Very nice. Good stuff. Well, good inspirations there. So let's get right into talking about your latest work, Coming to Canada. I'd like to congratulate you on being included in the CBC article about the top comics to watch this fall. That's a great attribution, that's for sure. So let's talk a bit about the book. What is it about, and what inspired you to create this story?
Okay, so about coming to Canada, it's about me to coming to Canada. Yeah, it's my experience, and actually it's my feeling. The story is about one who leaves hometown and casts away everything they know, like hometown, everything, memories, family, and then they'll come to a new place like Canada. So I'm just want to talk about my feeling. There is bitter feeling of it because you have to leave your family and friends and leave the place you grow up in there to come to a brand new place, different culture and different peoples and different languages. Yeah, that is I want to share about it because I'm happy to come to Canada, of course, but some part of me is quite sad. Yeah, this book is about migration.
Yeah, that story is very prevalent with many who come to Canada, certainly having to leave their homeland, come to a brand new place. And that's been the story for almost everyone
who's come here. So that's great that you're able to share that, your personal story with others in your own work. So that's tremendous.
Not just coming to Canada, but because in my hometown in Hong Kong, there are lots of people living in Hong Kong right now. They migrate to UK, so I guess they have the same feeling of living at home. So because I'm coming to Canada, so that's why it's coming to Canada. So but I think everyone who are forced to leave their home, I think is related to them as well. I think it's a universal feeling.
Very good. Yeah, no, well said, for sure. Want to talk a wee bit about the tools that you use to create your art. I wonder if you could tell me about what you use during your creative process.
I use a Japanese brush, like Chinese brush, for calligraphy, and then the black ink, and I use marker as well. So the marker for the gray tone. So basically, I use these three things for my entire book.
Now, I've read that you use these tools to evoke turbulent emotions. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about how that's possible.
Calligraphy in Chinese and Japanese calligraphy, they use the strokes. They're not writing. They're expressing the feeling. The strokes and then so powerful. They have emotion in it, and then they move so free. And everyone got different style. It's not just like calligraphy. Follow the formula, follow the strokes, and follow in writing in a writing book. But it is like a kind of art. So when I draw and I paint, I use the calligraphy way, but I use this way to draw my picture instead of writing. But I used it in writing too, but in writing not in English, and I use it to draw my picture. Yeah.
Okay, very good, very good. Now, we've talked about coming from Hong Kong to Toronto. I wonder if you could talk a bit about the creative scene back in Hong Kong and perhaps how it compares to the creative community in Toronto.
Oh, it's a huge difference. So in Canada, it's very peaceful, I think. It's not crowded here, but in Hong Kong, it's very busy. Everywhere you can see people. So everywhere is very busy, and you can see high, tall buildings everywhere, skyscrapers, and they live in the building. We live in an apartments, and the apartments they can go up to 70 floors high. So it's a huge difference, but the life is busy there and busy, and then they have after work they have many lights life, and go to dinner with friends, go out for movies, unlike here. So everyone's quite, I can say, quite a simple, happy life. But in Hong Kong, it's not that life. It's quite busy life, like New York. Like many people work in the bank, and everyone is talking about job and money. I think Canada is much better because they have a work-life balance. But in Hong Kong, they prompt to work and work.
Sure, but from a creative standpoint, did you have any colleagues who were creators that you could share ideas with, that sort of thing?
In Hong Kong, actually, is not a place for creation. I would say, in my own opinion, because there's not much. I don't have much inspiration from there because they don't encourage art, because art isn't quite practical. But in Canada, I get many inspiration in Canada because the nature, the space, the quietness, so give me some space and fresh air. I can think about it, and snowing. So in winter is my best time to create.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but
good to know.
Yeah, but in Hong Kong, like winter is just like summer. Summer is
right.
Yeah, so that's a big difference. So I'm glad I came to Canada because so that's why this book, I can draw this book. Otherwise, I cannot produce this book in Hong Kong. I don't think so.
Sure. No, I understand. Now, I'm sure you get asked quite a bit about advice. So I'm wondering, what is the one piece of advice you'd pass along to someone who wants to make their own book?
I would suggest follows what she or he believes in and try to express it, like the feeling, try to dig deep to the feeling and then try to find out the story about it and then try to understand themselves. Like, yeah, I would say that, because for me, I just ask myself what I want. I just want to express this feeling. So what should I do? And then so I just came up an idea and then just express the feeling I want to share. Share the feeling I want to share or I want to express.
Right. Makes sense. So we've been talking about coming to Canada. I'm wondering if you could talk about what's next for you. What's your next big project that you can talk about?
Next project would be draw another book. Mm-hmm. So I think it's kind of related to this book, but it's not quite related. But yeah, you'll see.
Oh, okay. So it's not quite ready yet, and something we'll have to look forward to in the future, I guess, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Very good. Well, where do you recommend that people go online to find out about your current and future projects?
They can go to the publisher at Bay Press. There's creators page. So on my creators page, that under my name, I think I have 3 links and can link to my Facebook, my Instagram. So that's convenience there.
And you also have a website as well?
Yeah. It shows my websites.
And that's starkiemak.com.
Yes, that's that one.
Very good. Well, Starkie, those are all the questions I have for you, but I'm wondering, is there something I didn't ask you that you'd like to get across in this interview?
Basically, I just wanted to say this book is not a children's book. So it's a book for age 3 to 80. So everyone can read it. The character it's like a child, but it's not a children's book, because someone asked me, is it a children's book or is it for teenagers or is it for adults? So I can say they're for everyone. And it's not just for immigration experience, because when I draw this book, it was last year. It's during pandemic, and that Canada underwent the first lockdown. And when I draw this picture, I kind of feel like this is not just about the immigration experience. It's about going through difficulties. So for everyone, so we have to move on. So how we deal with the painfulness in our heart and how to face a hard time, I think is for everyone. So that's how I feel when I draw those pictures.
Thanks to Starkie for the chat. You can discover more about Starkie on Instagram at Hoshi Kobu. That's HOSHI_KOUBOU. And on Facebook at Starkie Art Studio. Plus our website is starkiemak.com. That's STARKIEMAK. And thanks to you for listening to the True North Country Comics podcast. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to and like this podcast on Apple Podcasts. And please leave a good rating. Also check out the TrueNorthCountryComics.com website and follow along on Twitter at True North Comics. True North Country Comics is now on YouTube. Please like and subscribe to that video channel. And please send your feedback to John at TrueNorthCountryComics.com. Thanks again for listening, and come back soon for another episode. Bye for now. True North Country Comics Podcast is copyright True North Country Comics, copyright 2021.